Wildkids! How you doing? Oh, Trevor here once again. What a day! Thought it was going to be horrible, thought it was going to be squishy, thought it was going to be rubbish, but look at that! It's amazing! How? What can you say? I haven't even got the words. It's big, it's large, it's green. It's blue, it's green, it's bright, it's sunny, it's amazing, it's warm, I don't even have to wear a coat. So good. So how are you? How you doing? You alright? Yeah? You had a good week? Missed you. Missing you guys. Hopefully I'm going to be back in your centres really, really soon. Hello all you wild kids in Cornwall. How you doing? How are the wild kids in Scotland doing? And if you're a wild kid in Canada, how are you doing? I'm international! Face for radio, but I'm everywhere! Ta-da! Anyway, loads of exciting things to talk to you about today. I'm going to show you how to make something that's going to help some of our feathery friends.
Donna Hill says hi from kids at Head Start Bella Vista.
Bella Vista crew, you know who you are, I know where you are, and I miss you so much. How are you? You're looking great. Sit down at the back. You paying attention at the back? Sit down. Crisscross applesauce. Sit, stay, heel. We're going to do stuff. We're going to do exciting stuff. We're going to do repurposing and recycling of some of the things that you have in your kitchen. And we're going to make something to help our feathery friends in your gardens or your balconies. Wherever you are, we can help nature. So, who's ready to go for a little bit of a stomp? You ready? Yeah? Well, let's go. I'm not even going to start walking because I found something exciting already. Look at this. Look at this here. Look at this Banksia. Now, this is the flower of a Banksia. Do you remember those big ones? I'm going to show you these. And it's fallen off. And look at the seeds are getting ready to pop out. And it's all swollen up. I'm going to show you inside. Now, remember, me and a knife is okay. Grown-ups and knives. So I'm just going to split it open like that. And there is the seed. There we are. Look at that. Now that is the seed that turns into a great big tree. Isn't that amazing? That tiny thing there, just that little bit there turns into a great big tree. How cool. So,
Hi, Just Douglas. Thank you for coming.
Hi Justine. How are you, sweetie? Are you good? Oh, I miss you so much. And we've got to play really, really soon. Is that okay? Yes. Brilliant. Right. Okay. Onward and sideways. Let's go sideways. So, over here, we've got nature everywhere. See these splots here? Someone has not been a painter and decorator. That's lichen. That's a plant. Now these guys, lichens, are really, really slow growing and they get wider and wider and wider. They've been around since dinosaurs would be walking on these. Now, okay. Let's have a walk over here. There's lots of lichen here because there's sunlight coming through the trees. Now it's really quiet today, save a couple of birds. Oh, there's some lorikeets flying up into the top of the trees. And it's because a lot of the food's gone from here now. They came through. Do you remember the other day when we were up here? And it was really, really noisy. Loads and loads of birds. And we could see that in the tops of the trees were lots and lots of flowers. Well, those flowers are finished now. It was time for them to end. So now the birds have to go somewhere else to have their dinner. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about later. So let's just keep walking around here because I've never been around here before. And you can see these are baby grass trees and these can get really, really tall. And they're really beautiful. Oh, treasure. Found some treasure. Now, look what I found here. Look at this guy, look at this. Now this is the feather from a bird you might know. And you can hear them now. Yeah, noise. Yeah. Oh, it's Geraldine. Yes, Geraldine. I've got one of your feathers. Geraldine the cockatoo's feather. It's the sulphur-crested cockatoo. It's got a little bit of yellow on its wing, and it's got a little bit of yellow on its crest, doesn't it? Beautiful birds. I like them. They're noisy like me. Now, let's have a look over here. Now, there's an interesting tree. We've got a baby tree here. There's probably a seed that's fallen down from this tree up here. But look, it's been caught on fire. This has got loads of fire damage. Oh my goodness, look. It's all been burnt out. Look at that. That's fire, that's charcoal. It's all charred from flames, which is really sad. And as you know, sometimes the forest can get really badly damaged because of fire. So we mustn't have fires in the forest ourselves. But trees are very adaptable. And trees are very, very resilient. And this tree, if you look up there, it's still green. It's still growing. That's because the middle of the tree isn't the thing that's actually alive. It's the outside of the tree, underneath the bark, this bit here. This bit in here between the heartwood, which is the middle bit of the tree, and the bark, which is the outside of the tree, which is like your skin. In that bit, that's the growing bit of the tree, which is pretty amazing and pretty clever. And that's why they are so brilliant. I love trees.
Oscar
Trees
says hello.
Hey, Oscar. How are you, mate? Are you good? Hi, Min. How are you doing? Now, let's have a look over here. Because if you look up, there's been a rotted out tree here. Look, all this tree here. This is a tree stump. But look. Oh my goodness, quick, look at this. So I was just going to show you the branches of the tree and the baby shoots that are coming up, but look at this guy. Look at this caterpillar. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Now he's trying to disguise himself. Now look at his colouring. It's got a little bit of pink in there. And he's got like a spike on the end here. Now that's to warn off potential predators. To say that I've got a sting, and if you come over here, I'm going to sting you and I'll knock your block off. And here's its head, here. This is where it eats, and it's got its little legs down there, and that'll turn into a moth or a butterfly, I think. Isn't that fascinating? How cool is that? How cool. And it's just attaching itself. Now here, this is the shoots from this tree stump here, because the roots are still in the ground. The tree is still growing even though the top's come off of it. So I'm going to leave him alone because he's really freaked out by giant, enormous people going, that's amazing! So we're going to leave that guy alone. And we're going to go over here. Let's have a look this way. Oh, look. See, we don't have to go very far and to see lots and lots of different things. Look at this guy here. Look at this toadstool. Now, underneath the ground, all the way through the forest, is fungus. All underground. All the roots go everywhere underground. And up come these flowers. The mushrooms are actually the flowers of the fungus, you see. Now, I am not going to knock it over, even though it's a bit damaged. It's a bit damaged. I can just show you in here. Look, I think someone's had a go at it, trying to eat it, actually. I think that's what's happened. Something's tried to eat it and thought it was tasty, and then realised maybe it's not. But see underneath? See all these little lines? They're called gills. And these gills contain the seeds. And they're tiny seeds called spores. And it's like dust. And when they open up, they're like this, and then they get to a certain point and they open up, and then bang, all the gills open, and all the spores can fall out and then get blown by the wind. Remember last time I was saying that plants use the wind to spread their seeds. Do you remember? Well, like I say, plants are clever. Fungi are clever too, because they use the wind as well to distribute their seeds. So we're going to leave that one alone because we don't know what kind of fungus that is. I'm not very clever on fungus, and it might be poisonous even to touch. So just looking, not touching, okay? With fungus, always don't look but don't touch. Yeah? Okay, right. Now, let's have a look up here. And we've got some of these beautiful flowers here. Now, I think these are the marsh heather. Is that what they're called, these ones? Remember, we looked at these the other day. Remember, they're like really delicious. The leaves are really delicious. They're spiky to stop the animals eating them. So wallabies would be coming. Wallabies live around here, and they would be eating this. They'd think it was just, oh, they're so delicious. Now they've got the flowers to. You know, oh, it's very, very soft fragrance, and they're white. Now white flowers are very interesting because the scientists and clever people have worked out that a bee has a favourite colour, and a bee's favourite colour is actually yellow. But there's too much competition if there's yellow everywhere, and then like leaves fall off and it's all on the ground and everywhere's yellow. So plants have decided to change their colour, and white flowers in the moonlight glow, and they think that that's because they want to attract moths to these flowers as well. So it gives the flower two different ways of trying to pollinate, either in the daytime or the nighttime. Very clever. Plants are clever, and so are moths. Now, I'm going to walk up here. Let's keep going up this way. It's a bit challenging, this terrain. We're a bit up, we're a bit down, we're a bit around, we're in, we're out. Now, let's go over here, shall we? We've got to see there's lots and lots of wet around. I don't know if we're going to find any bugs in the shallow stuff here. Because, oh look, but I found some ants. Now look at these ants here. They're all, I've just been stomping around, so they're wondering what on earth is going on here. And there is a flying ant. So, oh look, see, they're going in there. That's where they live. That's their front door. That's their front door, just there. Isn't that amazing? So, me banging it and tapping it is like someone knocking on the door, and they're going to get lots and lots of ants come out now and find out what's going on. See, if I go like that, they go, whoa, what's going on? Who's that? We didn't invite anybody. We weren't expecting visitors. Clean up your bedroom, quick. Hide your shoes. Wow. Amazing. So they're all underneath our feet. Even though we can't see them, we don't realise it, there's loads of life going on all the time. Okay, right. So come on over here, because I've got something to show you. And this is something that you're able to do at home, okay? Really simple. I'm just going to sit myself down here, and I'm going to show you these things, what I've made. Now, who
Rachel
drinks...
says Lara will watch this later. She's very interested in ants' nest now.
Oh, fantastic. Lara, of course. How are you, Pickle? Are you good? Yeah? Well, lovely to hear you're still watching. Hi, Abby, Wildkids in Cornwall. How are you doing? And hello, Nanny Annie. I know you're an avid watcher. Now, so everybody has these at home, don't they? Milk bottle. But we can use this milk bottle in so many different ways. Now, I know in your children's centres and playgroups and things like that and preschools, there's loads of different ways that we can use these. And one of the ways that we can do this and use it in our gardens is by turning it into this. What do you think we could use that for with all the holes in it? That's right, yeah, bird feeder. Now, I've been reading a lot about bird feeders because some people say you should feed birds because it's winter and there's not as much food around. But other people say you don't really need to feed birds because they can find their own food, thank you very much, and they become too reliant on us humans. And sometimes people like birds, some people don't. I don't know why anybody wouldn't like birds because they're amazing. Anyway, so a tiny little bird feeder like this is a really good way of attracting small birds into your garden. So all I've done is use the texter, cut out some holes very badly and very roughly, but just to show you it doesn't really matter how you do it, just as long as you actually make the space, because a bird's got to fit in there. Now, depending on the size of the hole, depends on how big the bird is to get in there. So it's all, and it's as simple as that. I've made some holes in the bottom as well to let water drain out if it starts to rain. And then what you can do is you can get a stick. Let's see if I can find a nice size stick. This one will do. This one will do. And you make a perch. So I've made a little cross in the bottom. See that little cross there? A little cross in the bottom. And then, if I can poke it through. Live TV. Poke it through like that. Make a hole on the other side. Poke it through like that. And then you've got a perch. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now, I can do it two ways. I can stick one this side as well. And then I can stick one this side as well. And it's really, it doesn't have to be super, I mean, obviously, I'm just doing this very, very quickly for you guys, but you can make them as beautiful and as clever as you like. Actually, I'm going to take that one out and put that one across because there's enough space to do that, I think. Let's try and put that in there. Voila. C'est bon. So you can perch there, you can put his little feet on there, go in through there, and that's it. 2 holes in the top so you can hang it up, and that's all you need. That's all you need to do it. Now, a little bit of seed, not much, just a little bit of bird seed. Now, buy this from pet shops because they have the best stuff, okay? And you don't need a lot, so just pour that in there. And there you have a perfectly fine bird feeder. Now ask a mummy and daddy to do that with you. Now don't put a lot of food in there because lots and lots of food can make it go off and go a bit smelly, and you should clean it every couple of days. A little bit of water, a little bit of vinegar, just clean it out so that stops anything getting too rotten and mucky and actually stops the spread of disease. Okay, so that's quite important. So that's one way of having a bird feeder, but there is another way as well, and I've made a mix because especially for you guys down in Victoria, where the weather's a bit colder than it is up here in New South Wales, you can do a mix of a little bit of fat, a little bit of lard, a little bit of peanut butter, and some bird seed as well, and then you make a big stodge like this. This is one I made earlier, made it this morning, okay? So it's a little bit squidgy, and what you can do is get your yoghurt pot. Everyone's got yoghurt pots at home, haven't they? Yeah, yeah. My family go for it, like, might as well have a cow in the back garden. We eat so much yoghurt, honestly. So, all you do is get your lard, peanut butter, and birdseed, squidge it in. Squidge that in there, and that, then, let's find, I need to find myself another good stick. Here's a good stick. Another good stick. Don't have to travel far. Let's see if I can make that. Might be. Let's have a find. See if I can find. I need to find a longer one. So let's have a look this way. Find a stick. Always use always use the nature what's around. Thin, not too thick, but quite long. It's quite tricky sometimes, but that's fine. Ah, here we are. Here's one. Perfect. So we stick the hole through the hole there, stick it through the hole there, and then you can hang that up like that, and the birds can go in there and peck at this. And when it's cold, the fats and the peanut butter are really, really good energy sources for the little birdies to keep them really healthy and keep them going over the really cold winter months when they're really cold, as well as not being a lot of food. So it ends up being a really, really tough time for some birds. But again, this is just for your garden. You don't need to do it out here. There's enough going on. There's enough food supply for all birds in the woods, and we should just leave them to it. But our gardens, do what you like. Be the ultimate bird host And you can buy a bird seed plant, from, like I say, from pet shops. Some garden centres do them as well. And actually, you can buy a bird table from a garden centre as well if you don't want to make one and make it look a lot prettier than I can make it. And also, one of the most important things to do is put out a little lid or cut your yogurt pot about that far, about a centimetre, and put water out. Now, water's probably the most important thing to put out for all animals, because they can always find them forage for a bit of food, but water sources sometimes are very, very difficult to come by. So you end up helping and making a tiny little nature sanctuary in your garden just by doing these really, really simple little things. And later on, I'll show you how to do this same thing with little lids and with bugs, because we made a bug house before as well, didn't we? Yeah, remember? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to have to go back there next week because the food's gone. The lot. I know. I don't know who took it. Could have been a bush turkey. Could have been a wallaby. I think it might have been even been in there an echidna. I know. Super exciting. So we'll go back there next week and have a look. And I've had an idea.
Nia looks forward to watching these videos after preschool. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, we love Nia watching. Thanks, Val. How are you, babe? Good to hear you. Now, so yogurt pot, lard, bit of peanut butter, wild bird seed. Voila, c'est bon. Gordon Ramsay couldn't even make that. Not here, want to. Anyway, so we've got a simple bird seed. I'll put some holes in the top. You can hang them up, and it's good to hang them up because it'll stop the possums getting to them as well, as you see. So that's really important. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to have a little walk and see what else we can find. So I'm going to make sure I pack all this away because I don't want too much food around here because it might rot, and that's no good because the birds or other animals might get to it and smell the humans as well. So taking everything with me. You don't have to leave it. There's no need to leave all these things lying around. You can take it with you. You've got perfectly good hands and arms to carry all this stuff home with you. You don't need to leave it here. Leaving rubbish is rubbish. Okay, now, you mustn't forget my feather. So, what way should we go? Should we go this way? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Oh, I'm going to show you this Banksy here because he's gone over. He's going to be really, this one's really, oh look, I'll tell you what, before we go, grass trees. I didn't see these before. Now look at this guy. Now this is really interesting. Now this is the flower of the grass tree. And that's growing up, they go really, really tall. You see these around all the time around here, which is really cool. But this is the flower stem. And all these, this is so spiky. So again, see what we can, if I can pull one off. There we are. Here's the seed. Now that seed was just burst through all of this flower and all of this pollen. And oh look, we've got a little millipede here. Look at this guy. Let's see if I can get him on the feather because he's white. And let's see. Come on. Try and knock him onto the... He's gripping on brilliantly. He can be upside down and be totally happy about being upside down. It's a tiny little millipede. Very young. Let's see if I can move out of the way. There we are. Does everybody see him? Do you see him a bit better now? Put the white underneath him. Cool, huh? Now, millipede, we saw a centipede last week, and a millipede, they say they've got 1 million legs. And the centipede has 2 sets of legs on each segment, and a millipede has 4. And that's why, so all the segments, you can count the segment and count by 4s. And then you'll see how many legs this millipede has. He's a little baby. And I will call it. What should we call this one? Carmine? Who calls a millipede Carmine? You do. Fine. Carmine the millipede is very happy on this grass tree flower. Or ex-flower as it is now. But all these seeds, these will all fall down. Look at that, there's another one. Boom. They all fall out and they'll gradually fall off. And these here...
McLean says, my kinder children are loving Millipedes.
Loving millipedes? They're amazing! I love millipedes. Everyone's like, oh, they're scary. But they're great. They're so nice. And all they do, they mind their own for instances, walking around, picking up a load of rubbish and plant detritus, all the rubbish from the floor. They just eat it all up. They think it's delicious. We go, ugh. They go, yum.
Apparently, Megan McLean is building homes and researching them every session at the moment.
That's amazing. I'm loving that. Megan, that's awesome. Thank you. Wicked. Because habitat is really important. We're going to make some bigger ones. And I'm going to show you how to make a habitat out of an old fish tank. You can do any environment that you like. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, I've seen something down here that I'm not happy about though. Here.
Whoops, daisy.
Stupid humans. Look at that. What a waste. It was so bad. This is what gets me cross. It's humans. Animals, they don't do anything wrong as far as I'm concerned. But people just leaving stuff. They didn't need to do that. And there's some glass here now as well. So I'm going to have to pick this up. I'm going to put it in my bag. Because we can't have any glass around here. Because it might cut an animal's foot. Because if this cuts an animal's foot, they can't go to the vets. Because they don't have wild vets here. And we wouldn't know them because they'll keep away from the humans because they've been hurt, and then their foot might get really sore and that could really affect them and they could get very, very sick. So I'm going to take this glass away, and this is one thing we definitely always put stuff in the bin. Take it away with you. You don't need to leave it here because this is beautiful enough without adding to the colour of it all. Okay, right? You know to pack away. Tell the grown-ups. The grown-ups are the silly ones. They forget. Okay, so I'm going to take this with me. Take my rucksack. Take my stick. And actually, I think it's nearly time for me to go. So, what can I say? Thank you once again for joining me today. I've had a brilliant time. I hope you have too. We've seen some really cool stuff. And I hope that you'll be able to make a little bird feeder for your garden. If you like, take a picture and send it in to me on my Wildkids Australia Facebook page. Or you can email me at wildkidsaustralia@gmail.com. And then you can show me all your fantastic pictures. And then we can talk about them next time if you want to. That would be brilliant. And you can show me all the beautiful things that are growing actually in your garden. So, until next time, we're nearly through it all, guys. We're nearly there, and hopefully really soon I'll be able to come and see all of you, and then we can share all these experiences in your classrooms, and I can't wait to see you all in person once again. All right? So until next time, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.